of California. You, I guess, are Mr. Hollywood. 3 of them. Do you have a shot today?
I think we got a good shot at it. It's just a matter of getting the car to settle at the apex. That's where we had trouble earlier today. Bounced off the track pretty hard. Then when you're carrying extra speed, you're going to be bouncing it off the track. So we'll see what we got with our Miller Lite Dodge. We're feeling good. Just trying to see how we think things will shake out and then get into tomorrow's practice.
All right, he took in Mardi Gras this week. He's hoping this isn't Fat Tuesday, but light, as in Miller Lite Friday. Mike?
Thanks, Krista. 46 drivers here trying to make the 43-car field. First on the clock will be Clint Boyer, followed by David Reagan and Regan Smith.
Sunday, NASCAR race day roars into Fontana. After the biggest win of his career, we'll sit down with Jamie McMurray. NASCAR race day built by the Home Depot. Live Sunday at 12 Eastern, only on Speed.
Let's talk about putting our best square foot forward. Then let's do more than talk about it. Let's turn picturing it into planning it. Thinking it over into making it happen. Let's say out with the old and in with the new. Let's create some wall-to-wall wow. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, get any carpet installed for just $97. Any brand, any style, any number of rooms.
No, not now. Come on, please.
Oh, great.
Nothing's worse than a dead battery. And nothing's more reliable than a Duralast battery. Engineered to start day in and day out, even under the most extreme conditions. Duralast, proven tough, only at AutoZone.
The Gillette Young Guns in their greatest challenge ever.
What's going on here?
We're doing the Gillette 500.
Going around the country trying to shave 500 miles of guys' faces.
5 blades, 3 teams, and a race to the finish.
I think we're winning. Got sensitive skin?
Try Gillette Fusion.
Talk about comfort.
Ding, ding. We don't do burgers.
Join our team!
Join us.
You like to join our team?
Gets you right here, doesn't it?
Join the action at Gillette500.com.
Same start times all season long. Same start times all season long.
Speed's presentation of Sprint Cup qualifying from Auto Club Speedways, presented by Subway Restaurants. Now, any regular footlong is just $5. Any. So hurry. A couple of minutes before the first car rolls, let's go downstairs to Matt.
And Martin Truex Jr. knows about being fast here in California. Twice he has rolled off the grid from the 5th position, but you look like you were all over the map during practice. Did you hit on anything near the end?
Yeah, our Napa Toyota was a little bit off today off the truck. It's kind of a work in progress for me and Pat. First time working with this package here at this racetrack, so we were off a little bit. He says it's going to be better now, so we'll go out there and drive it like it's going to be better and hope it is.
All the faith in the crew chief. Krista?
Racing back home. That's why Jimmy Johnson loves being out west. The California kid, how much fun is it for you to be back at this racetrack?
It's great. It's supposed to be sunny California, so I'm disappointed to hear that we might have rain. But love being in my home state. A lot of great fans, family, all that. So looking forward to a good finish. The spring race has been decent to us, but nothing like the fall race, and I hope to bring some of that luck to the spring race.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy.
That and his foundation has done a lot of good works in Southern California near El Cajon, his home. As we get ready for pole qualifying for Sunday's Auto Club 500. A little bit of a breeze and the sun trying to poke through, and you can almost see Mount Baldy in the distance.
A little bit of a headwind, Mike, down that back straightaway.
Wonder if he's feeling it.
Oh my God. Meet the daring who face down fear behind the wheel. Wednesday.
Units need their gear. We're going to haul it.
You really don't know what's going to happen? You're always going to be vulnerable.
I'm taking fire! Oh my God.
You're one of those guys that say you aren't scared. I think you're lying.
All new episode, Dangerous Drives, Iraq Convoy, Wednesday at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
Well, I'm a 7th-tier warlock. With this contest, I can put that out to the world. I'm choosing Joey Logano as my avatar. I feel he is a worthy ally. Up to now, it was just my van getting the word out, which is awesome, but less effective than the internet.
Design it, enter it at toyotaracing.com.
I'm Roger Chowder. We love chowder. Clam chowder is the soup we love the best.
Hey, chowder lovers! Comcast Spotlight invites you to taste the best at the 29th Annual Clam Chowder Cook-Off, Saturday, February 20th at the admission-free Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Vote for your favorites and pick the winner at the Clam Chowder Cook-Off, Saturday, February 20th. Brought to you by the City of Santa Cruz and the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Rides, games, and great chowder.
Initiating Comcast Xfinity upgrade in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the fastest internet speeds, delivering you more of what you love instantly. Welcome to more video, more downloads, and more speed than ever before. Welcome to Xfinity, only from Comcast.
Tonight, as NASCAR heads west to California, Clint Boyer and Daytona 500 winner Jamie Mack stop by the big Friday night house party right out back here. NASCAR Trackside live tonight, 8:30 Eastern. Only on Speed.
Not long from now.
Won't be long, boys.
You know, back to Harvick's interview, Daryl and I were talking to him break. I don't know that I would be concerned about an early draw. I will be willing to bet that out of the top dozen cars, there's going to be a couple of fast cars way up in the qualifying order when this thing's all said and done. Just, it's so cloudy, and I just don't see the weather changing that much.
I'll tell you something else I've been digesting. I don't want to keep harping on this, but you know what? I think there was a time when somebody could have said maybe Daytona, you know, is kind of one of its own, just a race all to itself, and the season starts here. But when we only run 26 races, you better count every one of them.
In the regular season, you're right.
You know, back in the day, you might have had a, you know, say, let's just start. But you got to start counting them from the get-go.
Yeah, you can't give up road courses or nothing in those 26.
Plus, you're coming here with the same engine builder, the same crew chief, the same people working on the car, loading the car, hauling the car, the same sponsors and car owner to please. So how is it different?
Look at the top 10.
In practice?
In practice. Look at those speeds. Where were those guys last Sunday? All of them are in the top 10 at Daytona. So momentum and just attitude and everything.
Clint Boyer has top 10 starts in half. That's 4 of his 8 California races. And he's won 2 nationwide series poles here at Auto Club Speedway, coming off a 4th place finish in the 500. He has started twice here from the second row.
Now, there's been a time here when trying to back up what you qualified or what you practiced in qualifying was really, really hard to do, but not under these conditions. I think we normally have a lot of sun here, and so I think that would make it difficult. But today, with the condition way, our Clint Boyer was 5th quickest.
Whoa, 2:05 into the corner.
Oh, I'm telling you, wait, we'll see 2:10. It's coming. Well, I know it's already here, but it's coming on the track now.
Let's see what he does at the end of the back straightaway. What we did see down in 1 and 2, he did use a little bit of brake once he got down in the corner. Right at 199, there you see off the throttle, brake. You're not out of the throttle 100% much at all.
And using a lot of that apron entering turn 3.
Got to use that apron to get her to turn.
So the time to beat? 39.31, 183.1 miles per hour.
That's a pickup of about 3/10 from practice.
As we expect from most drivers, Boyer is one and done. David Reagan is next.
March 6th, we are there in Atlanta at a track where the excitement is untamed. and tempers are hot. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, live from Atlanta, Saturday, March 6th at 1:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
Is racing in your blood? Do you or someone you love dream of getting behind the wheel? Think it's too hard to get started? It's not. With U.S. Legend Cars International, the fun and thrill of racing is within your reach. Anyone can do it. With over 1,500 tracks nationwide, find the one nearest you at uslegendcars.com. It's easier than you think. Put yourself in the driver's seat. Call 888-882-8722 or go to uslegendcars.com now.
Once we're clear for takeoff, our flight time to Vancouver will be 2 hours and 15 minutes.
This winter, the world's greatest athletes are coming to Canada, along with 2 of gaming's greatest superstars. Use your Wii balance board or play with up to 4 friends in over 25 events. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Available now. Rated E for everyone.
Looks like we're going to be a little delayed taking off today.
Can I eat heart healthy without giving up taste? A man can only try. And try. And try.
Honey Nut Cheerios taste great and can help lower cholesterol.
Be happy. Be healthy.
You can call it a lunker, the granddaddy, a hog, or a trophy. But no matter what you call it, congratulations to Jamie McMurray on landing the big one on opening day. From Johnny Morris and all your friends at Bass Pro Shops and Tracker Boats.
Welcome to the center of the universe. Eye of the sheet metal storm. A V8 vortex of soul-stirring thunder and blistering speed. Where pistons pound out the fury of 35,000 horses in unison with 100,000 beating hearts. A world where adrenaline is the fuel of choice. And everything else is just a game.
David Reagan on track in the UPS Ford. Finished 16th in the Daytona 500. Had 2 top 10 finishes last year, one of which was here. He was 7th last October. Roush Fenway drivers have won the last 5 spring races at this track.
I know we had high expectations out of this young man, this race team last year, and it just never did materialize. But Darrell was talking in the practice session earlier. Young man, old school crew chief, Donnie Wingo over there. You know, you kind of like the feel of that. Of course, he did have Jimmy Finning, and there's Jack Roush watching the 6-car qualify. But I will say this, I think this is a very pivotal year for this 6-car to step it up and perform.
39.56, 181.9. Darrell entering turn 3, he took about 3 tugs to the wheel getting in there.
Yeah, it looked like the car might have been a little tight. Didn't want to turn in real well for him. He had to put a lot of extra wheel into it. That's comfortable, you know, turning left all the time, but it's sometimes not very fast.
And that seemed to be what everybody was fighting in that hour-and-a-half practice session. A little different tire combination here this weekend as the car is not wanting to turn tight.
And again, I think it's a lot to do with the rear tires. The new tire combination we have here, not quite as much stagger in the rear tires that we've had here before. That will tighten these cars up.
Regan Smith in the Furniture Row Chevy finished 39th at Daytona. He got caught up in somebody else's misfortune. Brad Keselowski's crash at lap 7. He has 3 starts here.
And let me explain. I know it seems so basic to us, but I had a friend say, "What do you mean when it tightened? What's tight? What's that mean?" What that tight means is the front tires won't hook up. You got to turn the wheel a lot, get a lot of extra steering wheel in it, because the front end will not turn. That's called tight. When the back end comes around, then that's called loose. Here's a better explanation. When it's tight, you hit the wall with the front end. When it's loose, you hit the wall with the back end.
There you go. Now, he was 206 at the end of the front straightaway, and yet, Darrell, with these radial tires we run today, turning the wheel more normally doesn't do it. You just got to slow the speed of the car down and let the front tires bite and then go on.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of guys what they call trail brake, do a little trail braking down in the corners to make the front end, set the front end, plant the front end.
Regan Smith 39.70. He's the slowest of the 3 so far at a 70. Matt?
And the first to roll off, Clint Boyer. So looking at your qualifying run, the feel of the car? Was it what you expected, or you still really don't know what to expect because the sun's popping in and out?
Yeah, I mean, you don't ever want to make excuses, but going out first never helps anything. But you just don't know what to get. You know the track's going to have a little bit more grip in it. I probably got into one a little bit too hard, and probably didn't get into 3 quite hard enough. But
205 into 1.
What seems pretty hard, but I think somebody might go a little bit deeper than that. But you know, the car's good. It was good in race trim before we switched over qualifying trim. So far so good for Cheerios Hamburger Helper Chevrolet.
All right, thanks, Clint. Krista?
Carl Edwards, new paint scheme. You don't know quack. All we want to know is how close are you keeping your phone on baby watch once again?
Randy's got my phone right here, and we're going to find out if I know quack here in a second with qualifying. We ran a couple qualifying laps, and we focused mostly on race trim. You know, we want to get a good run here. Such a long race, but you know, it looks like there's a lot of grip, and yeah, the you don't know quack paint scheme's pretty cool. So it'd be good to have a good qualifying run and get a good starting position. But you know, Kate's at home, and she's doing well, and no news yet.
All right, well, the good news is the faster you run, the quicker you can call her.
Good advice.
Sure. Kurt Busch looks like he's going to take the top spot from Clint Boyer. He has half a dozen top 5 starts here, including the 3 poles.
Didn't get off the corner that good. You can see right there where he continued to lose time to Clint. And of course, that speed, when you don't get off the corner, it carries all the way down the straightaway. But now he drove it down into turn 3. Let's see if he can stay in the throttle and get this top spot.
Looks a little tight off. That's what hurt him off in turn 2 back there. Looks like he's just a little too pushy getting off the corner, and it's hurting his exit speed.
And that continues all the way to the finish line, Darrell. 39.49. He is 18/100 slower than Clint Boyer.
And of course, shortly into the first practice, the only practice we had today, he actually slapped the wall with the right side of that 2 car.
Matt?
Mike, the fastest Ford in practice, fastest Ford so far in qualifying, David Reagan. In practice, the car was tight on your Q run. Was it better?
Absolutely. Our UPS Ford was better. I just wish we could have got that run in practice and then got better in qualifying. But Donnie Wingo and our UPS team brought a great car out here. It was pretty good in practice. We were a little better in race trim than we were in qualifying trim. So that was an improvement. I think everyone's going to pick up some. But, you know, I think it'll be okay, and we'll have to go race them on Sunday.
So here is Kevin Harvick, who's only started in the top 10 3 times here, once due to rain out of qualifying. But he has 3 out of 4 top 10 finishes in the last 4 races here. Finished 7th in the 500, was leading late. Still got a top 10 out of it.
Well, you can see that car just really bouncing around down through the middle of turn 1 and 2. And, you know, we talked to Clint Boyer. Between he and Kevin Harvick, Boyer and Harvick, RCR led 78 laps at Daytona last weekend.
I believe I think I'm right about this. He came here after he won the Daytona 500. Could have won this race if he hadn't had a flat tire late and under caution with just a few laps to go. Left front went flat on him. So momentum from Daytona carries over. Matt Kenseth came here last year, won this race.
Harvick fast into turn 3, but a little shy of Boyer's mark. 5/100ths to be exact. 39.36 for Harvick.
Yeah, he was on track till he got late exit of turn 4. We talked about that in practice. The secret of this place, get the car to rotate and turn through the middle and then be able to keep the power down, not have to feather out of it because it's either pushing or gets loose.
Champ.
Well, there's a guy with a smile on his face, and why not?
He's still being congratulated. There's the man that pushed him on that last couple laps. Greg Biffle ended up finishing 3rd.
He ran 500 miles last Sunday, but he has run like 5,000 miles this week celebrating the Daytona 500.
And folks have asked all week, why would Biffle in a Ford push McMurray in a Chevrolet? And the answer is kind of simple. You want to get that front car far enough out in front for you to be able to dip down and take the lead if you can. Just turned out that he couldn't.
Remember that word we threw out there 2 or 3 years ago?
Co-opetition.
That's it. You go with you make the best deal with the guy that can help you the most.
Kyle Busch in the Interstate Batteries Toyota had 8 straight top 10 finishes here until he wound up 24th last October, and won the pole here in 05. At the time, NASCAR's youngest all-time pole sitter at 19 years, 9 months, and 23 days.
He got off at turn 2 there pretty well. but the car bobbled just a little bit with him, and you see the tracker fall back.
You know, Mike, Darrell, Joe Gibbs Racing started in 1992, and the very first employee that Joe hired was Jimmy Maycar. Jimmy was the crew chief over there on this 18 car, won the championship with Bobby Labonte. I talked to Jimmy this morning, and our well wishes and prayers go out to Jimmy. Jimmy lost his dad back in October, and his mom just passed away this week. So again, to the whole Jimmy Maycar family, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys.
Jimmy and his dad and them, they came down to Robert G's shop. He's a student of Robert G's, and they worked out there when they were building their cars when Jimmy first came down to NASCAR. Good man, very good man.
Kyle Busch third with a 39.39. Krista?
Well, Mike, another very good man, especially in this race car. Mark Martin, you were fast in practice, so the question is, can you get this car to go, Daddy, go?
It's been fast. You know how it is. It's all about the lap you get, the conditions in the lap, just the way you hit it, because all the guys are so close. And so we've got a fast race car. We're having fun. We're glad to be in California, and glad to be working with these guys. It's fun to go to the racetrack and go to work.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Krista. His teammate Jimmy Johnson on track in the Lowe's Chevrolet. Jimmy is 4 for 14 here. His 4 wins, the most of all drivers. And that first of his 47 Cup victories was the one here in 2002.
I mean, Darrell was talking about the loop data on this 48 car, but I mean, the numbers don't lie. He's completed every lap of competition here. He's led 723 laps, and he's won the last 3 fall races.
Let's see. Supposedly, according to the data, his strong suit is exit turn 4. Let's see if he can pull back, gain back anything off this corner. Everybody else has lost so far.
He's kind of in the same boat.
Looks
It
like
just
he's
kind of
gonna
keeps
lose a
going
little
back
bit,
and forth.
A little bit as well.
So Johnson, who started top 3 in the last 5 races here, is presently third. 39.368 to Harvick's 39.366.
On the next all-new Bull Run with Bill Goldberg, an unexpected twist.
Your next driving leg will be at night.
Forms an alliance.
We're going to take 58 all the way out.
I'm going 58 also.
But careful who you choose.
Somebody tell you it was the wrong way?
If you want to see the next round.
Oh boy, it's getting a little nerve-wracking.
Time for one of you to go home.
Bull Run, one hell of a ride. All new episode, Thursday night, 10 Eastern, only on Speed.
Don't need nothing but a good time. How can I resist? Ain't looking for nothing but a good time.
Come see how NASCAR's big boys play Capture the Flag at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Cobalt Tools 500 weekend, March 5th through 7th. Tickets start at only $39. Call 1-8779-AMS-TIX or go to AtlantaMotorspeedway.com.
And it don't get better than this.
Starting a garden doesn't have to be.
Is Stephen Karen. With video on demand from Comcast, they're practically transporting themselves. It's quick, in-depth, and free, so you can experience what you want when you want it. Tune to Comcast Channel 888, then select Real Estate.
Windermere Real Estate is the largest real estate company in the West, with offices throughout Northern California to serve all of your real estate needs. Windermere sets the standard in real estate. To learn more, go to Channel 888, choose Real Estate, then Real Estate Advice.
Comcast wants to know what you really want out of your internet service.
I want super fast internet. Like, oh my gosh, look how fast.
You want it, you got it. Comcast has speeds up to 20 megabits per second with Power Boost.
I want to watch movies, videos, and TV shows all online.
You want it, you got it. Presenting high-speed internet that's built for watching video. Comcast Internet Service. Lots of options to choose from with everyday low pricing starting at just $24.95 a month.
Everything else is just a game.
Welcome back to Auto Club Speedway, where Clint Boyer right now holds down the top spot. Here is Martin Truex Jr., who finished 6th in the 500 in his first drive for Michael Waltrip Racing. Now, in his 8 California starts, he has started 11th or better in 6 of those 8.
Well, it looks like his strategy might be coming to get the green anyway. He was up pretty high coming through 3 and 4, almost like that Daytona thing to get up a little extra momentum to come to get the flag. There's another car, though, that you saw got tail happy off of turn 2.
But, Darryl, you know when you're at a big racetrack and you pretty much know the money lap is going to be the first lap, one of the most important corners of that lap is 3 and 4 coming to take the green.
Coming to get it, yes.
You know, Boyer is fastest. He's the only driver so far that we've seen dip way below the white line, which is not out of bounds, entering turn 3.
Yeah, and it's funny, you know, he said going out first would be a disadvantage. And I think, why, you know, you're faster than everybody else. Why do you think that's a disadvantage?
Well, and one thing that I will say, and it's not a lot, but a little bit can be a lot, is we're actually starting to see a little bit of sun pop out. So could be an advantage for Warrior now.
Truex 39.88. Krista is with the happiest race driver in America today.
Yeah, Mike, happiest and most tired because of all the places he's been, interviews he's done. What has been the highlight? Maybe something that stands out from your week other than standing in victory lane?
I think all of everyone in the garage, all my peers coming over and congratulating me, whether it's drivers or Dale Inman just a little bit ago coming over, you really realize what that race means to everybody, and certainly everybody, if you saw my victory lane emotion, you know what it meant to me, and I think that that's probably been the best part so far. And on top of that, Johnny Morris from Bass Pro Shops getting to be in victory lane. I spent the last few days with him. We signed autographs actually at the local Bass Pro Shop here, and to see how excited he is, and I was explaining to some of the other drivers, it's so cool to have a sponsor who the founder, the owner, is actually a part of the race team and wants to be here. So it's been really special.
And now he's fishing for momentum here at California.
You always have fun.
You tell her, Jamie. Here's the You Don't Know Quack Fusion for Carl Edwards. Not sure about that yellow bumper. Carl is anything but a rookie. I guess it's part of the paint scheme. Finished 9th in the 500 and won the pole here in 2005.
That's for the new baby coming.
Oh, the baby will be a rookie.
Yeah, the baby will be a rookie, so okay. I think that's what it's all about.
And that You Don't Know Quack is just a plan to help educate people about all the value and all the things that Aflac products have to offer.
39.83 for Carl. That is 8th of 9.
And you know,
10 times I couldn't do better than that, guys.
What we saw in practice, we just did not see any Fords really flexing their muscle as far as a fast lap.
Well, at least he didn't quack up.
Oh, Darryl. Darryl.
I just don't know.
You have been in Krista's book of puns again. I know you have. Quack up.
By the way, I wrote that book.
All right, here's Greg Biffle in the 3M Ford. He has a big win here in 2005. Got his first Cup start here in 2002, and he has 2 front row starts here in this race in 2006 and the fall race in 2009.
No, Roush Fenway, they've won the last 5 spring races here with actually 3 different drivers. And they have a total of 15 wins, 7 in Cup, 6 in Nationwide, 2 in the trucks. And what's interesting, of the 19 races we've run here, it's either been Roush Fenway or Hendrick Motorsports that's went to victory lane out of those 19, 15 times.
I guess, Mike, you forgot about the cow car that we had in the race that day in Phoenix.
Move over.
That was the best.
Larry, you really are being charitable calling this the spring race. Our director, Artie Kempner, says, isn't this the winter race?
Based on the jacket I had to put on this morning, that's the way it felt.
39.92 for Biffle. He is the slowest of 10.
Yeah, they just had the Winter Nationals. So.
Yeah, that was last week. So now it's spring?
Yeah.
Show me.
Tonight, we're there as NASCAR treks west to Fontana. Tune in as NASCAR's biggest names stop by for the ultimate Friday night house party. Don't miss NASCAR Trackside live tonight at 8:30 Eastern, only on Speed. Sunday, we're there as NASCAR Race Day roars into California. After the biggest win of his career, we'll sit down with Jamie McMurray, find out why Roush Fenway dominates Fontana, and get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Pat Tryson's first Daytona 500 with MWR. NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot. Live Sunday at 12 Eastern. And celebrate with us at 8 Eastern in NASCAR Victory Lane, fueled by Sunoco. Only on Speed.
Meet the Stevens family. They're breaking free from their wireless carrier's restricted calling circle and switching to Sprint. On the Sprint network, they can call 250 million mobiles nationwide on any network. So they're calling every Jimmy Johnson in America.
Hi, this is Jimmy.
Until they find
The real one.
Yeah, this is Jimmy Johnson.
just to say,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
oh my gosh. Welcome to the Now Network. Get any mobile anytime for just $42.50 a month per line with unlimited text and data. Only from Sprint, the Now Network.
So you got both those things for $5?
$5.
Can I borrow $5?
No way.
Every day on Quiznos' new Choose 2 menu, get 2 big Quiznos tastes for just $5. Like an Alpine chicken Sammy and a bowl of broccoli cheese soup. Choose 2 for $5.
When the galaxy's worst nightmare. Stores now. Rated mature.
Here's to getting a weekend project done in record time. Here's to mapping out a game plan, to precise measurements, and powerful tools that make a lot of noise. Here's to getting your hands dirty and ending up with something you can be proud of. Really proud of. Here's to Joey Logano and that number 20 team. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Clint Boyer still fastest. 3 Chevys top the chart here at Auto Club Speedway in Sprint Cup qualifying, presented by Subway. Travis Kvapil is driving for his 4th different team here and his 2nd different ride of the season. He drove the 37 in the 500, finished 29th. He's still looking for his first top 25 start at this track.
Got his hands full too. You can see him working that wheel.
Yeah, not a lot of speed in practice. He was actually 37th quickest, and he's got his hands full even on the straightaway with this thing.
Real snappy, loose.
He did win the pole for the truck race here in 2004, but his lap of 40.22 is going to be the slowest so far of 11.
Everybody else had at least been in the 39-second bracket, and he said, boys, 40 seconds is all I can hold my breath.
While Jamie Mack had a dream day in Daytona, the 500 is a day that Casey Kane would just as soon forget. Things back up in front of Casey, and he pinballs into Jeff Gordon, up into Tony Stewart, out and around, gets collected by Robert Richardson.
As I look at that, though, I still say Jeff Gordon bumped Casey in the 9 car there before everything started. I think I got Casey out. Maybe it got his attention or something, because then the thing broke loose.
Kane has driven a Dodge in every one of his 12 appearances here and won the pole in his first start at this speedway in 2004. Picked a victory up here in 2006. 7 top 10 starts in 12 races here.
He was not real fast in practice. Earlier he was 29th quickest. 2nd week in a row he's running this Team USA design celebration of our Olympics up in Vancouver right now.
All we need is Shaun White.
That's for sure.
To tweak on this thing. What a performance.
The half pipe.
Of course, Casey doesn't want to get as far up in the air as Shaun White did.
Why don't they do a whole pipe?
He got up in there and broke up this little Chevrolet brigade.
It's a half pipe, Darrell, because if it was a whole pipe, there wouldn't be any room for cameras.
Oh, it'd be like Bristol then. That's a whole pipe.
Why am I using logic to explain this? I don't know. All right, Casey is 2nd fastest. Another 39.36. That's the 3rd of them, but he's a 36 with a 3, as they say over at Pomona at the drag strip. Krista?
Walking along the grid with Jeff Burton. Jeff, I know this wasn't one of your best tracks last year, but you were one of the cars who did the tire test here in December. Did you learn something from that?
Well, I think we number one, we got a much better tire than we had here in the past, but our guys have worked really, really hard over the last 6 months to try to get better race cars, and now it's up to us to drive them better. So real proud of all the effort from everybody, and hopefully we can do something good with that Cat Chevrolet. It's really good in practice, so hopefully we can lay it down when it counts.
Thanks, Jeff.
Mark Martin on the Speedway, the Daytona 500 pole sitter. The last time a driver won the pole for the first 2 races of the season, it was Daytona and Richmond. It was 1991. It was Davey Allison.
I'd say this will be down in those low 39s here.
Well, Well, you talked about 36s, Mike. There's 3 of them right now. That's what he actually ran in practice, was a 39.360. He's got some work to do halfway down the back straightaway, though.
Not carrying that straightaway speed, is he?
I'm surprised. I thought he would really ratchet it up for
now
qualifying.
It's coming down.
Starting
so far.
Starting to wiggle there off turn 4.
A little too loose, buddy.
Yeah, a little too loose. That's a big surprise.
So Mark is 6th fastest with a 39.40, 39.400.
Yeah, he didn't even back up what he practiced at. He was 39.36 in practice.
Krista.
Down here talking with the new daddy. I know you call Jeff Gordon Big Daddy. This is new daddy, Elliott Sadler. Congratulations, and have you had any sleep the last few nights?
I have had some sleep. It's been going pretty well, but this is by far the most amazing things ever happened to me. I mean, we had him Monday morning, and the first time we heard him cry, my wife and I, was just, my life changed in a split second. So I want to say hello to Amanda and Wyatt and everybody back at home right now, and everything's going great.
Awesome. And Elliott just said, got a lot of hair, and he said, poor thing, looks just like me.
He looks just like me. He can't catch a break.
Matt Kenseth comes to California with a new crew chief, Todd Parrott, who went to victory lane here with Elliott Sadler a half dozen years ago. Matt has 3 victories here, 1 second and 1 third row start in the Crown Royal Fusion.
I like the way that thing got down in there. It had a good attitude getting in. It looks pretty good off so far. Maybe just lost a little speed there, but the car was clean. It wasn't moving around.
But that's definitely what we've been talking about, the importance of getting off the corner, and that's where everybody seems like that's where they get beat here based on what Clint Boyer did earlier.
I just got to believe, looking at these flags, though, we got a good bit of headwind down that back straightaway.
Not to worry for Kenseth, because of his 3 wins, his best starting spot in those 3 victories was 24th. He is 9th with a 39.66. Clint Boyer, Casey Kane, a Chevy and a Ford right now with the front row.
Oh my God.
Meet the daring who face down fear behind the wheel. Wednesday.
Units need their gear. We're going to haul it. You really don't know what's going to happen. You're always going to be vulnerable.
I'm taking fire. Oh my God.
You're one of those guys that say you aren't scared. I think you're lying.
All new episode. Dangerous Drives. Iraq Convoy. Wednesday at 8 Eastern. Only on Speed.
No, not now. Come on, please.
Oh, great.
Nothing's worse than a dead battery. And nothing's more reliable than a Duralast battery. Engineered to start day in and day out, even under the most extreme conditions. Duralast. Proven tough. Only at AutoZone.
We need a big idea to promote our shows.
You go.
No, you.
Okay, I think I have something. Just lost it. I had it.
Thursday's Important Things with Dimitri Martin and the Sarah Silverman program are back to back. Yay! All new episodes of Dimitri and Sarah Thursday starting at 10 on Comedy Central.
With a mix of on-air, online, and on-demand, Comcast Spotlight can target customers wherever they are. To make your presence felt, call or visit us online.
Next! Come on, I haven't got all day here. It doesn't come with peppers. You know, you told me you wanted mustard. You, back of the line.
Excuse me.
What?
Great sandwich. Thanks.
Compliments. Pass them on. From the Foundation for a Better Life.
Each. What a deal.
Use your credit card when you call 1-800-377-0295. Call now and get a free Jupiter Jack with your order. That's 1-800-377-0295. Call 1-800-377-0295. Call now.
NASCAR picks at the hub. We'll recap the action from Fontana and spin forward to Las Vegas. NASCAR Race Hub, Monday night, 7:30 Eastern, presented by Hooters.
Hubba Bubba. I have 2 guys that work for me, and I'm not kidding this up. One of them's name is Hub, and the other's name is Bubba.
Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba.
Can't make this up.
I can't make it up, I promise.
Marcus Ambrose in the Armor All Camry. Finished 41st in the 500. They had engine trouble, put them behind the wall early. He's had 3 Cup starts here and 4 in the Nationwide Series, a best start of 12th. Woof, that's flirting with the wall, isn't it?
Yep. And we watched him a couple of times in practice, and he was sideways a couple of times off the exit of the corner.
So 39.72, not shabby. 11th fastest for Marcus. Let's talk to the man who's second fastest. Here's Matt.
Casey Kane already has a pole here on his racing resume. If you had a do-over, would you have done anything different on your qualifying lap? You even had a money cloud.
We had a cloud. We had a really good Budweiser Ford. We'd been off in practice, tried a lot of things, and Kenny and them made a nice, good shot at it right there. And I think I came to the green and felt like I got through 3 and 4 really good, so I overdrove 1 because I felt good. So then I drove too hard into turn 1. Gave a little bit away there just getting back to the throttle and didn't probably get down the back stretch as good as I needed to beat Clint. But still a good run. We came from a long ways back and have a pretty decent shot at it for Sunday.
And he's still the fastest Ford here today.
And make 5 100s. I mean, you start analyzing, where'd I lose 5 100s?
The Dinger's been here 4 times, twice in a Toyota, twice in a Dodge. First time in a Ford. His best career start came here in September 2008. Outside pole.
And you know, I know at the end of the day what the box score shows is what's important, but there's definitely his box score from Daytona finishing 32nd has no indication or reflects on the way that car ran down there. I know I hit my talk back to Barry Landis. He had to start at the rear of the field because of an engine change, and we almost couldn't keep up with him as he came up through the field and actually took the lead under green.
Yeah, when he caught him, he passed him.
Got caught up in an accident on lap 142 at Daytona in the back straightaway. Qualified 8th for this race last year, one of his 3 top 10 starts. This won't be another. He's 12th right now with a 39.77.
You know, this track is so wide, and you would think it's so forgiving, but I think, you know, even Kevin Harvick said it in an earlier interview. It is so hit-your-mark line sensitive. When you think about hit-your-mark line sensitive, you think about a road course or Martinsville or somewhere like that, but this place here, it's all about hitting your marks.
And part of that is also missing those lines. Those lines in the racetrack, when you hit some of those in certain places, and you got to know where they are, it will upset the race car. That's what's happened to these guys off of turn 2 over there, hitting that those marks in the track, those grooves in the track.
All right, as Joey Logano takes to the track, earlier Darrell tried to talk JPM out of his sunglasses, and Krista, he didn't have any luck at all.
No, not at all. Juan has said these are his sunglasses, so Darrell is still out of luck. But Juan is hoping for you were good here last in the fall. Started 4th, finished 3rd. Can you best that today and on Sunday?
Well, we'll see. Today, you know, with the sun coming in and out, is going to change a little how well you qualify. It's always hard to put a good lap here, so we'll see. I think a big deal. You know, it's to have a decent qualifying and hopefully a good day on Sunday.
You mentioned the sun's out. That's why he's wearing those slick shades, DW.
His future's bright.
I tell you, those are some cool.
I believe if Krista had asked him for him, I think he would have given them to her.
You think give them to her?
I believe he would have.
Krista, go chase him down.
I don't know if they would be for you.
I don't know either. I don't know if those are really my style. But listen, if that's what I have to do, you want me to go get his sunglasses?
Yeah, see if you can get them. Tell me when he gets in the car, tell me you hold them for him.
Okay, and then just
take
run.
off. Yeah.
Just run. Okay, I'll work on that.
Joey Logano really bounced it off the apron going down into the corner, taking a little bit of a line reminiscent of Kevin Harvick's, and his Home Depot Toyota is rewarded with a 9th place run, 39.63 in his 3rd trip to Fontana.
On the next all-new Bull Run with Bill Goldberg, an unexpected twist.
Your next driving leg will be at night.
Forms an alliance.
We're going to take 58 all the way out.
I'm going 58 also.
But careful who you choose.
Somebody tell you this, tell me it was the wrong way.
If you want to see the next round.
Oh boy, it's getting a little nerve-wracking.
Time for one of you to go home.
Bull Run, one hell of a ride. All new episode, Thursday night, 10 Eastern, only on Speed.
Well, we wanted to do something for our fans.
I want Kyle Busch in a pink car in a pink suit.
And now, they get to be our sponsors.
This has always been artistic.
And she loves those cats.
Who doesn't like kittens, bunnies, and little baby seals?
I love you.
No, thank you, sweetheart.
No, write that on the spoiler.
Okay.
Design it, enter it at toyotaracing.com.
Are you paying more?
This is Steve and Karen. With video on demand from Comcast, they're practically transporting themselves. It's quick, in-depth, and free, so you can experience what you want when you want it. Tune to Comcast Channel 888, then select Real Estate.
Windermere Real Estate is the largest real estate company in the West, with offices throughout Northern California to serve all of your real estate needs. Windermere sets the standard in real estate. To learn more, go to Channel 888, choose Real Estate, then Real Estate Advice.
Are you sure this is HD?
It's AT&T HD.
Looks like bad HD.
The details are a little fuzzy with AT&T. Tell your dad that Comcast has way better HD picture and the most HD choices.
Guys, I'm right here.
I got your back, kid.
Shaq's got your back. Don't settle for less with AT&T. Get more HD choices and the best-rated HD picture quality with Comcast.
Dad, can Shaq stay for dinner?
Yeah, Dad. Can Shaq stay for dinner?
5172.
About the new show on Speed, Fast Track to Fame, that debuts in March. Comedians, dancers, singers, novelty acts. Here's where you can call or email for more information or to audition. Fast Track to Fame 2010 at gmail.com, or call the number on your screen and we could see you up on the Speed stage.
It's going to have a host. It's going to have some judges. It's going to have some contestants.
You want to be a host or a judge?
I think a Waltrip will be a host. Maybe even a Waltrip will be a judge.
Well, who knows? Could be fun.
Yeah.
Brian Vickers, the Red Bull Toyota, 11th on the tracker. Right there. He won the pole here in 2004 and for this race last year, but he is 12th right now at a 39.71.
Mike, nobody said anything about it, but I'm looking at the flags all down the back straightaway, and there's a lot more headwind down that back straightaway than when Clint Boyer went out, the first car out. You can see those flags were laying there kind of unfurled. They're just kind of laying on the pole earlier, but they're sticking out there pretty straight now.
That could be just like you put the brakes on when depending on how fast and hard it's blowing.
Yeah, and I think that might be creating a little bit of that problem off too over there.
Paul Menard.
Look at it. Nah.
Actually, Daryl, it was pretty easy. I just asked for him and he gave them to me. So
no, don't tell me that.
I told him I would only hold them for him and they would go right back in his hands. So
that's different.
He's still watching me right now.
That's different. Yeah.
I could. I could.
Just kind of ease on off and go somewhere.
He's not looking right now. So.
Meanwhile, this is Paul Menard's 7th appearance at Auto Club Speedway. He finished 13th in the 500 last week.
That was a good run for him. It really was. Stayed out of trouble, real quiet.
Hey, I think him running, all the nationwide races this year, and we've kept an eye on Menard through his career, and there was times when we said this guy has really, really turned the corner as a driver.
When he runs that nationwide car, he runs and performs better in this Cup car.
I think so too.
But in this car today, not the speed he needs. 39.98 leaves him 18th of 19. Right back there with Greg Biffle and Travis Quample.
What happened, Krista? Huh?
Someone came and commandeered him.
Yeah, Juan looked over and saw her kind of walking away. Those are those are special glasses right there.
He was getting nervous about his glasses.
Yeah. Gave them to someone he could trust.
David Gilliland is the new driver of the 38. I guess Robert Richardson's going to run this car on the super speedways, the 4 plate races. And Gilliland, whose hometown is right down the road.
Dadgum. He's sawing on that wheel, baby.
Started 14th here for Robert Yates in 2007 in the fall race.
Yeah, definitely when you mention back in the day West Racing, you think about his dad, Butch Gilliland. And, of course, David was actually the crew chief on Butch's car.
Always had a good-looking car. Always ran really good at Riverside.
His
and Phoenix.
Travis Quapple right now is 19th. That's about where David's flirting with.
Now by points, they are locked into the first 5 races as David fights it off to turn 4.
Got his hands full, I know that.
A little puff out of the overflow there, a little steam.
And that's a big reason, like Darrell pointed out, that you really can't run that second lap as you tape these things up for downforce and drag reasons, and just almost won't let you run a second lap.
Yeah, by the time you leave pit road and run your lap, I mean, you're talking about being out on the racetrack or the engine running for a couple of minutes. That's a long time for no air going to the radiator.
Now, he becomes really one of the first cars that actually lost speed from his practice run. He lost about 3/10, and I think you could see why, the way that thing was handling and acting.
Yeah, 40.86, and the Taco Bell Ford is 20th of 20 right now. Brian Newman, another of those drivers who would just as soon forget last Sunday. Man. Caught up hard there with Elliott Sadler.
I mean, he was definitely just a victim.
Yep. Took the nose off.
He doesn't like any, Talladega, he flips over. Here at Daytona, just doesn't work for him.
Other than the 2008 Daytona 500, restrictor plate racing has not been good to him.
In his first start here in 2002, he won the pole and backed it up with starts of 4th and 7th. 5 top 10 starts total here, but only 1 in the last 9 races.
As soon as those cars come off of 2, get their nose headed up the back straightaway, the tracker starts going the wrong way. He was good into 1 all the way through the middle of 1, and just as he starts to exit off at 2.
I wonder what Clint Boyer will think about that early draw. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. And I think he was really not getting off the corner that good at either end. He ends up 9th quickest at a 39.620.
I was talking about Newman and his. I remember Talladega. Remember he had early in the race, like had a left rear tire come apart, like 5 or 6 or 8 laps, and caused a big wreck. Then we had the finish down there, or wreck down there in Daytona, where the car did actually flip over coming down into the grass in the front straightaway. He's had a tough time on those restrictor plate races.
Brad Keselowski, he'll be making his first Sprint Cup Series start here at Auto Club Speedway this weekend.
Jeff Burton in the Cat Chevrolet did start on the pole here once, but qualifying was rained out that day in 1999 when he drove the 99 Ford. For Jack Roush, his best qualifying effort here is 6th, backed up by a 7th and 2/8.
I think that's when we're calling him Rain Man. Remember down at Darlington, his car was wrecked.
It was destroyed.
It started raining and it caught the race. And
when he started here on pole, when qualifying was rained out, he finished 2nd, led 57 laps.
He has 2 teammates right now in the top 3. Boyer's on the pole and Harvick is 3rd.
Those flags are out straight right now.
Yeah, they are. A lot of wind.
In the last 5 races, the Daytona 500 and the last 4 races of the prior season, Burton has scored more points than anybody.
And that's the period of time that Todd Berrier has been over there with him. And this is actually, for Jeff Burton, this is a great qualifying run. He's 8th quickest right now.
That right there tells me how good that the Childress cars are this year. Because Jeff is not a good qualifier. At least he never qualifies up front very often. That's a great run for him. We've said it over and over. His Achilles heel to being successful and having a shot at the championship is qualifying. He's got it fixed today.
And I think it's been a package deal, and I think it started the end of last year. I think their cars are better, but I definitely think the ECR engines are running good.
Krista?
Down on the grid with Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming in with some momentum off that 2nd place finish at Daytona. Right now we've got a little sun kind of creeping in and out. What's it doing for this run for you?
Oh, I don't know. We'll just have to see. It's still kind of cool, so this is a good time of day. Cars are going to be gripped up this late. Amp Energy Juice Chevrolet was a little slow in qualifying trim. We were happy with race trim, but we were pretty slow in qualifying trim. We made a lot of changes, and hopefully they'll work out for us.
All right, thanks, Dale.
And here's New Daddy in the Stanley Tools Ford. Elliott Sadler has a 5th place start here for Robert Yates in 2003. And the victory we talked about earlier in 2004 in the fall race. Finished 24th in the 500, and Baby Wyatt came Monday morning. Big day for the Sadlers.
Thing took a big dip right there in the middle of that corner. I mean, the front end dipped down, the back end came around. Really killed his lap. got over on that right front bump stop and just wanted to pivot.
That car is really seesawing, Darrell, or porpoising.
Got a little porpoise look going on.
Yeah, he is not going to be.
Yeah, I agree, buddy.
And you know, that's not the first driver that we've heard say that. And, and if you think back to that hour-and-a-half practice, everybody fought tight, and it's like a lot of them jumped the fence as far as the adjustments made for qualifying.
This place is notorious for loosening up qualifying, almost always.
Here in Michigan.
Yeah. You think you got it right? I think I learned a lesson. When I think I got it right, put 2 rounds of wedge in it.
Butter. I don't know. We might have to ask.
Yeah, buttermilk, butter cup, butter quit doing that.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Better back off.
Tony Stewart, best start of 3rd, 2 best finishes of 4th. This is only 1 of 3 current Cup tracks he's not won at. 9 top 10 finishes here, though. And he has a pole and a win here in the Nationwide Series.
There's 2 guys that when I watch them drive a race car, and you can see down in the car sometimes, that are great dirt track racers, and they apply a lot of that driving style to their stock cars. Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards. If you watch them, they are what they call elbows up. And I'm telling you, they get up on that wheel. Look at Tony. I mean, he's just really up in the seat, up on the wheel, getting the max out of that car he can.
You know, I think we were surprised at their performance at Daytona. I talked to his team this morning in the garage area. I think they were probably more surprised than anybody. They never anticipated they were going to struggle that much, and they threw everything but the kitchen sink at it on pit stops.
Well, he and Ryan Newman are teammates at Stewart-Haas, and they are teammates on the board, 10th and 11th, just 4 100ths apart. All right, Krista, we all have jokes in our mind, but what is butter?
What is butter?
It's on Denny's hat.
Oh, there we go. I was like, what?
I'm sorry.
So let's ask Denny Hamlin, what is butter?
Actually, I'm wearing it to represent Butter, North Carolina, the club that we're opening up tonight. It's our grand opening. And
tonight?
Unfortunately, I can't be there, but just want to give a shout out to all those guys, and we've definitely put a lot of effort into it, and it's been a great success so far.
All right, very good. And he's hoping he's successful in his pole run here as well. And yeah, I just thought that was going to be another one of DW's puns because he wrote the book, so I was waiting for the punchline.
Sorry. Jamie Mack qualified 3rd for this race last year. That was his only top 10 start of the season. But this year, new team, new deal, and he is the new Daytona 500 champion in the Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet.
And you know, Darrell pointed it out in our post-race last week, just the people that got to go to victory lane with that win. You know, of course, Chip Ganassi, Felix Sabates, who has never been a part of winning the Daytona 500, Steve Neal. Of course, Tony Glover was there. Now, Tony won 3 500s as a crew chief, but the people that went there, and you talk about momentum, coming here to Auto Club Speedway from Daytona looking pretty good right now. I mean, this is looking solid.
Pegged, baby. Pegged.
When you're on a roll, you're on a roll.
When you're hot, you're hot.
He's over a 10th quicker than Clint Boyer.
Get you some of that.
Wow.
39-18.
Bono will be, I don't know what Bono will be. He'll be doing the dance down there.
What a surprise. Sweet laugh.
I will say.
Cool.
Who says the season starts here?
Yeah, no,
I think it all started last week.
March 6th, we are there in Atlanta at a track where the excitement is untamed and tempers are hot. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, live from Atlanta, Saturday, March 6th at 1:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
The NASCAR All-Stars are coming to town, and it's going to be a backyard brawl. Woo! This bumper-bashing beatdown is 100 laps for 1 million large. That's right, they're all here. Dale Wahoo Jr., Kyle Rowdy Busch, Kevin Mayer von Harvick, and Tony Smoke Stewart. But to be the man, you have to beat the man. Who will that be?
Hey, I'm staring at you choose too. Can you tell?
Yes.
Every day on Quizno's new Choose 2 menu, get 2 big Quiznos taste for just $5. Like an 8-inch Turkey Club Toasty Bullet and a honey mustard chicken salad. Choose 2 for $5.
The Gillette Young Guns in their greatest challenge ever.
What's going on here? We're doing the Gillette 500.
Going around the country trying to shave
500 miles of guys' faces.
5 blades, 3 teams, and a race to the finish.
I think we're winning.
Got sensitive skin?
Try Gillette Fusion.
Talk about comfort.
Ding, ding. We don't do burgers.
Join our team!
Join us. You like to join our team? Gets you right here, doesn't it?
Join the action at Gillette500.com.
Where do NASCAR's future stars get their start? With U.S. Legend Cars International. On over 1,500 sanctioned tracks in 16 countries. People just like you are trading paint and enjoying the thrill of the race.
Every lap's out of control, and the Legend car teaches you so much.
I've always wanted to be a racer and go pro, and now I've got the chance to do it right here, right now.
Put yourself in the driver's seat. Call 888-882-8722 or go to uslegendcars.com now.
You can call it a lunker, the granddaddy, a hog, or a trophy. But no matter what you call it, congratulations to Jamie McMurray on landing the big one on opening day. From Johnny Morris and all your friends at Bass Pro Shops and Tracker Boats.
Speed's coverage of NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying from Auto Club Speedway is presented by Subway Restaurants. Now, any regular footlong is just $5. Any. So hurry. Sam Hornish Jr. driving the Auto Club of Southern California entry here at Auto Club Speedway for the Auto Club 500. Has 2 IndyCar wins here, 2002, 2003, but finished 37th at Daytona after getting caught up in his teammate's crash at lap 7.
You know, back to Jamie McMurray, when I look at who's left qualifying, of course, we have Jeff Gordon, but the guy that if I was Jamie and Bono that would make me the most nervous right now would be my teammate, which would be Juan Montoya. But Sam Hornish lays a lap down, 6th quickest in that 77 car.
You know, Larry, the struggles that Jamie went through last year, I'd like to know what driver school he went to over the winter to find out how he learned how to drive like that. That's just amazing. And I'm just kidding. That's what everybody would want to know.
Krista?
Well, someone who doesn't need any sort of driving school is Jeff Gordon. Happy, I imagine, to be back in California?
Oh, absolutely. I always love coming to this racetrack in Southern California. You know, big change from Daytona, getting away from restrictor plate racing and really seeing what kind of race cars everybody has and race teams. And you know, we're seeing the guys ride their way from Daytona. That's an awesome lap for Jamie, and we're excited about our DuPont Chevrolet. We drew a good number. We'll see if we can put some on the board.
Thanks, Jeff.
Paulo Montoya right now is on Oh, what happened there?
But, you know, he does that. He always, ooh, that car is loose right there in the middle of that corner. He likes to run that real different line.
Well, let me tell you what else he did. He just really rolled out of the throttle to where he could pick that throttle up early, and that's the reason you're seeing that right there. He made sure he didn't overdrive turn 1.
He likes, think about times we've seen him in Charlotte and different places, Atlanta. He likes to get up in that high line and let it hang out, baby.
It's going to be. He lost it right there.
Right there, he had it.
Right now, he's making it a Ganassi front row, 2nd quickest.
He had it till he got the back end and got off four there.
Wow. But he did that turn 1. He just eased her down in there.
This car's leaving.
Wow.
His teammate, Jamie Mack, right now is on the pole. Juan Paulo Montoya, 2nd fastest. You're exactly right. He eased the car into turn 1. It's road race school. Easy into the corner, fast off the corner, and you're fast at the end of the straightaway.
You don't beat people and you don't sit on poles by how deep you can drive it down in the corner normally, especially at a track like this.
Well, let's see if they got a Junior's car tightened up here for him. He wasn't very happy in Q trim. Let's see if it helped it or not.
Now here's what happened in practice, in the race in the 500 when he comes right out of nowhere.
I mean, just everything opened up for him.
Push from Ruderman.
Coming through the cars, made some great moves to get to 2nd.
And you know, I did not pick up on that last week. He did get a pretty good boost from Ruderman right there. And of course, Ruderman ended up with a top 5 finish, so it helped him as well.
Don't think he intends to be that high.
Hey, got any brake? No brake.
Oops. That's not good.
We've already seen a lot of drivers, even Clint Boyer, who set the mark early, use a fair amount of brake getting off in the corner.
Larry, I wonder if they had the pucks pull back and he needed to pump them.
I'll run a second lap. You want to?
20th on lap 1 for Dale Jr. 39.75.
Boy, the car, it did look a lot better to right there, and he says that's not going to work
right there.
Yep.
I'd be surprised if they didn't have the pucks pull back to keep the pads from rubbing on the rotors, and he just need to pump the brakes a time or two.
About the only place you can get by with that now is Daytona and Talladega.
Yeah, I don't know why you do it here, but possibly.
Matt, I don't think Jamie Mack's going to wake up from this dream anytime soon.
Mike, he walked up to me and he looked and said, insane. And then you started talking astrology.
Well, it's just, I think it says a lot about Chip Ganassi Racing, or Earnhardt Ganassi Racing, and the cars that they build back there. Certainly thanks to everybody back at the shop. It's, with me first and Juan second right now. Really excited. And I'm a little bit shocked. I mean, after winning the 500, we were really good here when we unloaded, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. And Juan's been a good teammate, and actually, no, Juan has been a good teammate. But it's amazing. I was just telling them it's just really good race cars.
Yeah, they are. They're insane to drive right now. I got sideways out of 4, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna be like 8th. Because I felt really good. It's like I went 1 and 2, I nailed it. 3, good, I nailed it. And I'm getting to the fence, and I lost a ton of time there. And I thought, I thought how you there, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, earlier I ran my lap. I'm like, well, that'd be a top 15 probably, because it didn't feel that great. No, it didn't feel that great. But cars have a lot of speed, good engines.
And it's ironic that both of them won 2, and they both had the same word: insane.
Here is Jamie's week, the Champions Breakfast, installing the car in the Daytona 500 Experience Monday morning, where you can see it for the next year on display, just the way it rolled out of Victory Lane. Then Letterman, the San Francisco Victory Tour cable car ride on Wednesday, and the Los Angeles double-decker bus tour. This sounds like the seniors tour.
They left one off, though. He was on Regis and Kelly as well.
Yes.
One morning there I saw him. And did a great job everywhere he went. And Letterman messed with him, but he handled it very well.
The great thing about this victory, nobody doesn't like Jamie Mack.
I mean, we even saw him coming down pit road a while ago, and still crew members continuing to go out there and congratulate him before this qualifying run.
Let's see how Brad Keselowski gets through this run now. He's taken the Clint Boyer line down to the apron in turn number 3.
Don't think he's going to be as good as his teammates. They're both in the top 10 right now. Hornish is the quickest at 7th.
17th for Keselowski with a 39.70.
Let's see.
6 cars to go, excuse me, 6 to go. And then we move into knockout qualifying with 3 drivers to go home.
Jamie McMurray picked up 5/10 from his practice speed.
That's insane.
5/10. He was a 64 in practice.
Denny Hamlin in the FedEx Toyota won the pole here last October and won the pole for the nationwide race here in the fall of 07.
I guess if your teammate is sliced bread, it wouldn't hurt to be butter, would it?
Or he's either going to pick up the nickname Buttercup.
Bread and
sliced bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
Wait, does that make Kyle Busch baloney? I don't know.
I
don't know.
I can't believe you said that.
You gotta. No, we got to do better than that.
No, he's the M&M man.
That's right.
He's
dessert.
That's right.
Okay. I like bread and butter. That was a song.
It was. I like bread and butter.
The New Beats.
I like toast and jam.
I really wished you wouldn't sing. We're in prime time on the East Coast right now.
Oh, Denny.
Click, click, click.
Hang on, Denny. That car just about got away from him. You saw what happened there on the tracker in turn 2.
Denny was 15th quickest in practice earlier.
I'd say he'll look at his gauges, and if he thinks he's got another lap in that car, he may take it if the temps aren't too high.
23rd. 39.79. Hauls it off into 1 pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're right, Darrell. He's going to go ahead and try this second lap as long as it doesn't jump out from under him again.
Yeah, I think if he gets down here to 3 and 4 and he feels like it's going to be a better lap, he'll continue on. But so far, it looks a little better.
He will be the first driver to go after a second lap. We assume that we'll see a lot of the go-homers do it, but I definitely believe this is going to be a better lap.
Yeah. He lost so much time down in turn 1, he had to try it.
He's going to pick up, 4 spots here? No, 1 spot at the end, 39.71. He gains 8 100ths over the first lap and stands 20th.
Meet the daring who face down fear behind the wheel. All new episode, Dangerous Drives, Iraq Convoy. Wednesday at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
There aren't many places in the world where you can take in the landscape and say, I'll take one of everything. Make that 2 of everything. Daddy, can I have another one? Yes. Can we all have seconds on dessert? Yes. Is this going to break the bank? No. Welcome to the one place you get to act like a big spender without being a big spender. Hurry in, because in honor of 25 great years, we're rolling back our price to just $3.99, but only for a limited time. CiCi's Pizza. Endless value.
Feeling free as a bird now. Fly little, fly little. Gonna see the whole world now. Try little, try little. These days are better than before. I want more. These days are better than before. I want more. These days are better than before. I want more.
Geico Power Sports. Insurance for your car and the other stuff that moves you.
Don't need nothing but a good time. How can I resist? Ain't looking for nothing but a good time.
Come see how NASCAR's big boys play Capture the Flag at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Cobalt Tools 500 weekend, March 5th through 7th. Tickets start at only $39. Call 1-8779-AMS-TIX or go to AtlantaMotorspeedway.com.
And it don't get better than this.
Michael Annette, I haven't heard much about him.
Michael Annette, born June 23rd, 1986 in Des Moines, Iowa. In 09, he had 35 starts, 13 laps, led 4 top 10s. Favorite sandwich? Grilled cheese. No crust.
The NASCAR Nationwide Series. Get into it.
Yeah, hey, make it out to John from Trevor, number 99. Best career finish came at the very same race as my first career pole. Then it was on to Iowa, and it stopped running.
The NASCAR Nationwide Series. Get into it.
Sprint and the Now Network bring you the track record for Auto Club Speedway. Kyle Busch, February 2005, 38.25. For more NASCAR stats, in-car audio, live race radio, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile at sprint.com/speed.
Now, I would say to run a 38.25, you would have to be 2:0:10 getting off in the corner.
Oh, yeah, we've seen that here. You know, I remember being here one time we saw 2:12 getting into turn 1. And that was insane.
This is David Rudiman's 7th trip to Auto Club Speedway in a Cup car.
This dude, he is a qualifier.
He finished 5th in the 500 and has a Truck Series pole here as well.
Yeah, he in the trucks and nationwide car drive always could pick up a ton qualifying.
And with this start here on Sunday, he becomes the first driver to make 100 starts for Toyota in the Sprint Cup Series.
That's 5/10 he picked up.
Yep, Rudiman is 10th fastest. Krista?
Down on the wall with Max Pappas. Max, are you going to try to get some of that Daytona magic? I know the finish wasn't what you hoped, but you had so much emotion last week. The viewers at home saw that. Now I'm trying to make it into the race here in California.
You know, for us, every race is like the final, test in high school. It's really important for us. We have to make the show. We improved the car a lot, today, and I felt that the Geico Toyota, made the leap forward from the first lap to the last lap. I mean, it's always nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not that you're here just saying, oh wow, this is great. It's gonna be great when you go out there and you put a big number on the board, and that's what we're here. I really feel a lot more confident. I feel that I know a lot more what I need to have from the car, and I feel that Booty is a great partner, and I feel that should be ready to rock and roll, ready to rock and roll. And let me say hi to my family, Marco, Matteo, Tati, I love you. I know you're watching at home.
Thanks, Max. Go rock and roll.
I know you said that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike. I'm just going to say about Jeff Gordon. Don't ever count him out.
No, not at all.
Twice a pole winner here, 3 times a race winner.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Nah, it didn't sound good.
Go ahead and count him out.
Terrible getting off the corner, and he pretty much knew it.
Yeah, no.
Started outside pole in both races here last year, but
he was 13th in practice.
That was so disgusting.
Oh,
boy. He knows, though. I can tell you, when we seen him qualify well coming off turn 4, he said, we got him. When he doesn't, he knows it.
Well, his position matches his car number with a 39.76. So at 68 poles, Gordon remains 4th on the all-time list, 1 behind Cale Yarborough.
And he's right there with his teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. They're 23rd and 24th right now.
Cars act a lot alike if you think about it. Trouble in turn 1 and 2.
Well, I would say that was not to count anybody else out, but that was one of the bigger bullets left for Jamie McMurray to really have to sweat.
I'm going to tell you, the only guy I'm going to watch, just because I know he's capable, is Scott Speed. Now, he slipped in there a couple of times and surprised people.
He sat on the outside pole a couple of times last
with
year.
his qualifying run. So,
Kevin Conway, you note the yellow stripe on the back bumper. He is one of 2 Rookie of the Year candidates, driving the Extends Ford, making his first career Cup start. He would have run at Daytona, but was not approved to compete on the Superspeedway by NASCAR based on his experience, which includes 25 nationwide series starts, 2 of them here. He's also done a little time with the Richard Petty driving experience, and in fact is still racing despite having driven our director Artie Kempner around the Speedway at one time.
Known Kevin ever since he was a young kid.
Artie's a great director. I mean, Artie, did you give Kevin directions? He gives everybody directions, including us.
Come to think of it, you're right.
Kevin is flirting with being right there with his 2 teammates, Travis Quapple, David Gilliland. Looks like these 3 cars right now will be the 3 slowest cars of our 33 cars that's qualified.
Yep, 40-15. Coming up, Boris Said and Robbie Gordon, and then we move into knockout qualifying.
She heard you.
Sunday, NASCAR race day roars into Fontana. After the biggest win of his career, we'll sit down with Jamie McMurray. NASCAR race day built by the Home Depot. Live Sunday at 12 Eastern, only on Speed.
Let's talk about putting our best square foot forward. Then let's do more than talk about it. Let's turn picturing it into planning it. Thinking it over into making it happen. Let's say out with the old and in with the new. Let's create some wall-to-wall wow. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, get any carpet installed for just $97. Any brand, any style, any number of rooms.
Can I eat heart healthy without giving up taste? A man can only try. And try. And try.
Honey Nut Cheerios taste great and can help lower cholesterol.
Be happy. Be healthy.
Sparks are gonna fly. Back to trading paint.
The Auto Club 500 presented by Napa. Sunday. Only on Fox.
This is Steve and Karen. With video on demand from Comcast, they're practically transporting themselves. It's quick, in-depth, and free, so you can experience what you want when you want it. Tune to Comcast Channel 888, then select Entertainment.
Star Trek The Exhibition has landed at the Tech Museum in San Jose. See the world's most comprehensive collection of authentic Star Trek memorabilia, ride flight simulators, and watch the latest Star Trek movie in the IMAX theater. To learn more about the Star Trek experience, go to Channel 888, then choose Entertainment.
Comcast wants to know what you really want out of your internet service.
I want super fast internet. Like, oh my gosh, look how fast.
You want it, you got it. Comcast has speeds up to 20 megabits per second with Power Boost.
I want to watch movies, videos, and TV shows all online.
You want it, you got it. Presenting high-speed internet that's built for watching video. Comcast Internet Service. Lots of options to choose from with everyday low pricing starting at just $24.95 a month.
Our race day roars into California. Jamie Mack talks about the biggest win of his career. And why does Roush Fenway dominate Fontana? You'll find out on NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, live Sunday, noon Eastern, only on Speed. The Auto Club of Southern California has come to the rescue of Boris Said, who had to show his AAA card before getting a shove back to the garage area, as his Southern Pride trucking Ford got away from the grid but never picked up speed.
I don't like the closing rate on that wrecker.
It was making me nervous.
I don't like the way that's looking.
How you like that front valence?
But they definitely struggled with his 26 Ford. He was the slowest of all 46 cars in the practice session earlier today.
Now they are locked into the field on top 35 points. That'll be a good thing because it doesn't look like Boris is going to get to make a qualifying pass.
It's got to be, what do you think, Larry Ignition maybe?
But yeah, I just was sitting here trying to figure what it could possibly be. You know, one thing we always suspect is that kill switch.
Driver error.
As he hit that kill switch.
Yep.
That's on the steering wheel.
You just get, you do it, you don't realize you do it, and then when the thing won't crank, you think you don't think about resetting the button.
You know, when they first came out with those in the late 90s, I can't take credit for it. Our shop foreman up there at Richard Childress Racing, you know, for Skinner, we immediately put a big old LED light that when that switch was engaged, that light would just glow.
Now you're talking about the kill switch that is mandatory on the steering wheel.
Correct, in case the throttle hangs.
There's stuck throttle, the driver wouldn't have to take his hand off the wheel to shut the engine down.
Right.
Which is a good thing under that circumstance.
But it has bit so many people, and a lot of times in a race, it's bit.
Oh yeah, I know a driver it happened too. His team changed the battery, the wiring harness, and everything else before they realized that he had hit the button.
Now, Boris Said did not get the green, so he'll go on the 5-minute clock. He can still make a qualifying run. Scott Speed is the first go or go homer. He was by a good margin the fastest of those cars in practice, coming off a 19th place finish in the Daytona 500 where he led a bunch of laps.
Well, they made an incredible call at the end of that race, and Larry and I were just second guessing that all to pieces, but they turned out pretty good.
Well, and I talked to Jimmy Elledge yesterday as crew chief at the hotel, and you know, Jimmy told me, he said, there's no question we were going to have to stop again, but he felt like that would do more for Scott and for that race team to sit out there and lead that race. And you know what? He stayed out there. It wasn't like he just led after the restart. He stayed out there and led that race.
And that was the surprise. We kind of felt he dropped like a rock, but no, he stayed right up there and gave battle for quite a number of laps.
Now we're seeing this car, it was actually bottoming out. You could see sparks coming out from under, and I think that actually hurt him just a little bit in 3 and 4.
Looked like it upset the car. There are brackets underneath these cars hang down for your trailing arm mounts, and sometimes if they're a little too long, they'll hit the track, and also the jack stop on the right side. And that's what I was saying about Daytona. We couldn't see all that bottoming out in the daylight. You see it when it starts to get dark.
Now Speed is 12th quickest.
Nice run.
Which will be a good run. He'll certainly race here on Sunday.
And of course, it maybe didn't bottom out in practice. When you pick up a half of a second from what you practice, obviously the speeds are greater and the car travels a lot more.
Now here is Robbie Gordon from Cerritos, California, not far from Auto Club Speedway. Whitney Duncan is the artist, country singer from rural Tennessee, whose debut album with the Warner brand is coming out right about now. And Robbie is locked in. He's a top 35 car. See what kind of starting position he can put up here.
I love the way his old motor sound going down through there, turning 9,500 RPM. Sound like a big old vacuum cleaner.
You know, I was a little surprised this was not one of the racetracks that they made a gear rule change. And next week at Vegas, they're going to put a little higher gear in them per the gear rule, a lot because the RPM's just getting higher and higher and higher. It's like Danny Lawrence told me. He said, it's not a gear rule, it's an RPM rule. That's what it is.
Robbie has raced here in all 4 of the current makes competing in the Sprint Cup Series.
It's one of my least favorite rules, by the way.
The gear rule?
The gear rule. I think that's why it makes it so hard to pass. If everybody's pulling the same gear and lugging around the same speed, how are you going to pass anybody?
So Robbie Gordon is 34th, 40.83. As Boris Said sits on pit road with the hood up, will continue qualifying right after this.
You got the Tennessee Mountain Air. Your food, your friends, a cooler full of cold ones, a campground that's more like a community, and the tickets you thought you'd never get.
Welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway.
To the track, known for turning drivers into legends. And when you feel the weekend of a lifetime roar back at you, you'll know you belong at Bristol. Tickets now available.
Meet the Stevens family. They're breaking free from their wireless carrier's restricted calling circle and switching to Sprint. On the Sprint network, they can call 250 million mobiles nationwide on any network. So they're calling every Jimmy Johnson in America.
Hi, this is Jimmy.
Until they find
The real one. Yeah, this is Jimmy Johnson.
just to say,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the Now Network. Get any mobile anytime for just $42.50 a month per line with unlimited text and data. Only from Sprint, the Now Network.
So you got both those things for $5?
$5.
Can I borrow $5?
No way.
Every day on Quizno's new Choose 2 menu, get 2 big Quiznos tastes for just $5. Like an Alpine chicken Sammy and a bowl of broccoli cheese soup. Choose 2 for $5.
No, not now.
Nothing's worse than a dead battery. And nothing's more reliable than a Duralast battery. Duralast, proven tough, only at AutoZone.
Well, we wanted to do something for our fans.
I want Kyle Busch in a pink car in a pink suit.
And now, they get to be our sponsors.
This has always been artistic.
And she loves those cats.
Who doesn't like kittens, bunnies, and little baby seals?
I love you.
No, thank you, sweetheart.
No, write that on the spoiler.
Okay.
Design it, enter it at toyotaracing.com.
Wednesday on an all-new Dangerous Drives, Speed takes you for a ride with the American soldiers who move the Army's gear along Iraq's bomb-laden highways. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed. Johnny Sauter, the 2009 Rookie of the Year in the Camping World Truck Series. Finished 6th in truck points, won at Las Vegas. He has 4 Cup starts here. With a best of 31st in 2007. This is the second Tommy Baldwin racing entry.
Whole piece looked pretty good, really. Got down into one. He run a high line down there, keeping RPM, I guess, up, speed up a little bit, but looked pretty good, solid.
Yeah, I'm just looking right now. We need to get a little deeper to I think, anticipate what you're going to need to run. My first thought was you should at least, I think, run in the 39.70s maybe to feel safe. And I'm not sure a 40.23 is going to do it. I think Johnny will have to go ahead and run that second lap.
I agree, Larry. I think you're going to have to be in the 39s to make this show, and I agree. A 70 would make you feel pretty safe right now. That's top 20 material at the moment.
I don't think it has to be that fast. Maybe a flat. 40 flat.
40.23 on the first lap.
He's working to improve on his second lap, and a little bit could be a lot back there in that area.
Lost a little bit off turn 4. So a 23 on the first lap paired with a 59 on the second lap. He's slower.
If you look on back in here, a lot of these cars were in the high 40s, 40, 98 to 80s, 70s. So I think anything down near a 40 flat could be okay.
At least, like Mike said, in the 39s, any 39 anything.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Looks like Boris said, you see him out of the car in the red suit. Now they will start the race Sunday based on car owner points from 2009, but he will not make a qualifying attempt. Michael McDowell due out next.
This makes me wonder if Boris maybe broke something, a gear or a transmission or something.
Very well could have been.
McDowell, who raced his way into the Daytona 500 and finished 33rd after breaking a drive shaft with 5 to go. He has 1 Cup start here. It came last fall, and 2 Nationwide Series efforts at this track.
Kind of evil looking, bouncing up and down a lot.
He was 43rd quickest in the practice earlier to 40.80, 10th quickest of the go or go home
And
cars.
that graph right there, Larry, shows you the tailwind down the front stretch. He was right up in top 10 territory till he got to turn 1. And now coming off 2, now that'll be a headwind all the way down the back.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, he's looking pretty good right now going down that back straightaway. If he can get through 3 and 4, don't overdrive it. Pick that throttle up and stay in it.
Got an aggressive shock package. I know that. See how it jumps, bounces. That holds the car down and gives it speed if you can hang on to it.
I believe he's going to be okay with his qualifying run.
Yeah, not bad.
Good lap, 39.83 for Michael. I definitely think he can shut it down there.
He's a good little kid. And a pretty good shoe, too.
Boy, he did a well of a job in that Gatorade Dual race, racing that thing in last week.
He did.
Up next, Mike Bliss, Eric Almirola, and Casey Mears.
Meet the daring who face down fear behind the wheel. All new episode, Dangerous Drives, Iraq Convoy. Wednesday at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
Watch this one.
I changed my oil. Why worry about engine sludge?
Oh, Sludge! That guy got nailed.
Sludge. It's only funny when it happens to someone else. So get Castrol GTX with sludge dispersants for superior sludge protection that exceeds the industry standard. Castrol GTX. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
So Doc, I've been thinking, no. You know how? No. So, Doc, I've got this friend.
Talking to your doctor about erectile dysfunction isn't easy.
Actually, Doc, there is something I want to talk to you about.
But it's definitely a conversation worth having. 20 million men have had their Viagra talk. When you're ready for yours, visit Viagra.com for helpful conversation starters and to learn how Viagra can help. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. It's time to take a deep breath and ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
My truck isn't something you want to see in your rearview mirror.
My truck is a 3,400-pound precision-guided sledgehammer.
I guess you could say my truck likes to take the path less travelable.
My truck never gets claustrophobic in tight spaces.
My truck doesn't haul tools, but hardware, that's a different story.
The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Tough trucks, tough racing.
There's the overall top 5 with right now the fastest go-homers, Scott Speed, Michael McDowell, and Johnny Sauter. Mike Bliss won the truck race here from the pole in 1997. This is his 5th trip here in a Cup car, driving for Tommy Baldwin Racing, teammate to Johnny Sauter.
He was the fastest go-home car in that practice earlier. His time was a 39.98. Don't know that he's going to get up there to what Scott Speed ran, but he's looking like he's going to be in pretty good shape with this lap of the 36 car.
Yeah,
He'll be in good shape
at all.
Good shape.
Smooth as that car will run with all the bounce around there. Good lap, 16th with a 61.
When you got that aggressive shock package like that, it makes the car fast. Just makes it a little hard to drive. But all you only got to drive it for one lap.
And of course, these go-homers, it's got to be all about speed. It can't be about comfort or the way the car looks. If you put something on there that'll make it pick up a half a tenth, you got to put it on there.
You got it.
That will lock Scott Speed into the race. Speed is 12th fastest overall. You need to beat 3 cars. And Bobby Labonte, of course, is one of the go-homers. He does have the champion's provisional as a fallback if needed. So Eric Almirola driving for James Finch. We told you at Daytona how Finch had the Miccosukee Indian Gaming Group down in Florida as his sponsor for the whole Nationwide Series and a bunch of Cup races. And Kyle Busch had them for the Truck Series, and they abruptly had a change of leadership. a tribal meeting, and they're out of racing.
And you know what? You feel so bad for Eric Almirola. It just seems like he can never get into a deal, and everything be good about it, be solid about it. The kid can drive a race car.
He's run one truck race here and has 3 Cup starts, one each year, 07, 8, and 9.
Oh, wow. That was ugly.
If you don't think these cars are pushing a lot of air, look at the hood of Almirola's car.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, you can see it right there.
That hurts it hurts the performance of the car in so many ways. That's where the airflow for the cowl box back there, that's where it gets the air that comes up over the hood and the windshield down in that air box, and it's disrupting everything.
It's probably hurting that car in a lot of ways.
Yeah, a lot of ways.
40-22 for Almirola. A little better than Johnny Sauter, but second from the bottom of the go-or-go-homers. And that should pretty much lock Mike Bliss into the race.
Which that's the little green dot right there. That's Mike Bliss.
He's picking up quite a bit on this second lap.
Wow.
The first lap, he just lost so much time in 1 and 2. If he can maintain here, he's going to have a much better lap.
And this could be the difference in going home or making this race right here.
Nobody wants to leave town on Friday, let alone Eric Almirola.
What about
Good
that?
lap. He picks up half a second from lap 1 to lap 2. 39.71. Great effort.
Welcome to the Now Network. 3 skiers are trapped on a chairlift, each with one of Sprint's best 3G phones. Carl passes the time searching for apps on his Samsung Moment with Google. Candace mixes business with pleasure on the newest BlackBerry Curve, America's favorite smartphone, now even smarter. And Rose is getting updated on her sleek and slim Palm Pixie. Once again, bringing you the nation's best lineup of phones and its first and only wireless 4G network. Sprint, the Now Network.
The Gillette Young Guns in their greatest challenge ever.
What's going on here?
We're doing the Gillette 500.
Going around the country trying to shave
500 miles of guys' faces.
5 blades, 3 teams, and a race to the finish.
I think we're winning.
Got sensitive skin?
Try Gillette Fusion.
Talk about comfort.
Ding, ding. We don't do burgers.
Join our team!
Join us. Would you like to join our team? It's right here, doesn't it?
Join the action at Gillette500.com.
You can call it a lunker, the granddaddy, a hog, or a trophy. But no matter what you call it, congratulations to Jamie McMurray on landing the big one on opening day. From Johnny Morris and all your friends at Bass Pro Shops and Tracker Boats.
Do you have NASCAR dreams? Here's where to start. Go to uslegendcars.com now to find out how easy it is to get in the race. See where you stack up against the most promising drivers in the country.
I want to go as far as I can, all the way to Sprint Cup. Me, Reed, David, there's a lot of guys that run a lot of Legends cars growing up, racing against each other that we still are now. 10 years ago, if you'd have said all 3 of us would be at this level, you probably wouldn't believe it.
There's no better place to get seen.
This is where NASCAR's future stars begin to shine. Go to uslegendcars.com now to find out how you can get in on the action.
The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism.
Thursday on Speed, an all-new Bull Run with Bill Goldberg. 200 grand on the line. Who do you trust? Don't miss an all-new Bull Run. Thursday night, 10 Eastern, only on Speed. Casey Mears. The Mears gang is out of Bakersfield, California, so it's kind of a homecoming for them. Driving for Raymond Key, missed the 500 last week. He has a nationwide pole here and 1 top 5 start in the Cup Series.
He was in the 500 until the last lap or 2 there when they got all wadded up in front of him. He chose the wrong line, and Scott Speed and a couple of guys got by him to knock him out.
Now the good news is he beats Johnny Sauter, but that's right there on where you thought, Darrell, 40.01.
Yeah,
gotta go.
Yeah, I think he'll have to go ahead and run this second lap. Now this little green mark here right now, that actually represents Eric Almirola, who just qualified before Casey.
Almirola a 40.22, Mears, a 39.71. Mears first lap a 40.01.
Doesn't look like he's going to improve on this second lap, but he had to run it.
And this is a fairly low-budget team. They need to start making some races to be able to run the season. And the second lap is right on top of the first. A little slower, 4/10 slower actually. So Casey Mears, Johnny Sauter, along with Michael McDowell are the bottom three. Eric Almirola is locked in. He will race on Sunday after that great second lap.
And the thing about a lot of these guys that's left to qualify, they have a knack for being able to reach down there and finding a little something. Maybe not to necessarily jump up there and sit on the pole, but to really cut a good qualifying run.
Well, the 71 car's been good most everywhere we've been, and of course Nemechek, you know, front row Joe, Pappas always got that ability to pull it out, and Blaney's been solid as a rock. Only maybe guy there that you might say is that vulnerable is the last guy to go out, Cook.
Yep, Terry Cook.
Well, here's Bobby Labonte, one of only 4 drivers to compete in all 19 Cup races at Auto Club Speedway. He won the pole here in 2001 and has 2 second-place finishes. This will be his 6th start for Kevin Buckler's team, coming off a 21st place finish in the 500.
And you know, something I read this week, I guess just goes to show you how time flies. I mean, Bobby won the 2000 championship, has won a number of races, but it's been 217 races since he visited Victory Lane, and that was Homestead, November of 2003, and he only led about half to 3/4 of a lap when Bill Elliott cut a tire down.
Picking up a little bit, 31st on the clock right now. This would lock in Michael McDowell. And that's right where Bobby places 31st, 39.87. So Michael McDowell will race on Sunday.
A lot has changed in how you make a vehicle go fast over the years. But one thing hasn't changed: Sunoco's proven performance. Today we continue to focus on quality and performance and are proud to fuel champions in just about anything that races. Sunoco, the official fuel of NASCAR, Grand Am, AMA Pro Racing, the SCCA, and fuel provider to 40 other racing series. Every week, every race, every win.
Hey, I'm staring at your Choose 2. Can you tell?
Yes.
Every day on Quiznos' new Choose 2 menu, get 2 big Quiznos tastes for just $5. Like an 8-inch Turkey Club Toasty Bullet and a honey mustard chicken salad. Choose 2 for $5.
Tonight, we're there as NASCAR treks west to Fontana. Tune in as NASCAR's biggest names stop by for the ultimate Friday night house party. Don't miss NASCAR Trackside Live, tonight at 8:30 Eastern, only on Speed.
This is Stephen Karen. With video on demand from Comcast, they're practically transporting themselves. It's quick, in-depth, and free, so you can experience what you want when you want it. Tune to Comcast Channel 888, then select Real Estate.
Windermere Real Estate is the largest real estate company in the West, with offices throughout Northern California to serve all of your real estate needs. Windermere sets the standard in real estate. To learn more, go to Channel 888, choose Real Estate, then Real Estate Advice.
Enough of this HD talk from those satellite guys. Let's get some things straight. Comcast has more HD than satellite. More favorite shows in HD. More movies in HD. And oh yeah, Comcast has 2,600 on-demand choices in HD, which is way more than satellite. Plus tons of live sports. All the best channels, all in HD. Bottom line, Comcast always has more HD than satellite. Sign up now to get Comcast Digital TV with HD for a great price. Just call 1-800-COMCAST.
You'll be glad you did.
Up qualifying from Auto Club Speedway is presented by Subway Restaurants. Now, any regular footlong is just $5. Any. So hurry. 4 cars to go. Joe Nemechek. FrontRowJoe.com is not a sponsor. That is where you would visit if you want to sponsor Joe Nemechek. The Lakeland, Florida driver is one of those 4 who have run every race here. And the first time we came here in 1997, he won his first career pole. Finished last in the 500, but well, that was worth $250,000.
He's going to have to run a second lap, because that lap does not lock him in. It's actually behind McDowell, a little quicker than Bobby Labonte, but as we mentioned, Bobby is in the race regardless of the past championship provision.
3 100s, 83 to an 80.
And I think we talked about that at the top of the show, that it would probably be just ever so little bit of difference in who makes it and who has to go back home.
That's agonizing, man, when you just got that little wee bit that kept you from making the race.
And he's not going to pick up on this lap here, so that
I'm surprised.
39.83 will be his lap of record. But that will lock McDowell into the show.
McDowell's in, and Nemechek has to wait and see, because even though he is fast enough to make the show, he's ahead of Bobby Labonte, and it's Nemechek's spot that would go to Labonte with the past champions provisional, the way the lineup sits at the moment.
And you want to talk about it, Michael McDowell's best practice time was a 40.80.
Wow. That's a second slower than he qualified.
Yeah. Joe's best practice time was a 40.25. So, I mean, McDowell just pulled a rabbit out of his hat.
So it's knockout time, and here's Max Pappas in the Geico Camry, the driver from Como, Italy, who had such an emotional race in his Gatorade duel to make the Daytona 500. Started and finished 10th in the truck race here last year, and had engine trouble in the 500 last week, finishing 40th. He has to beat a 39.83.
You know, we interviewed him a while ago, and I will have to say, if there was a car that made vast improvements from the beginning of practice to the end, it would have been this 13 car. And Max actually qualified in the top 20 here in the fall race of last year. Car looks a little nervous through turn 1 and 2, but he's staying in the throttle.
I like what he did, Larry, though. It looked a lot like what Montoya did. The tracker moved around because he was easy into the corner, setting up the exit for a fast run down the straightaway. Max Pappas, if he keeps this up, he's going to race here on Sunday.
He's going to be in good shape, I believe. The little green dot,
Yikes.
what that represents.
Yikes.
Nope, he lost it right there. Late exit of turn 4.
Boy, I think he should have dove to the bottom right there.
39.88. Now that will send Johnny Sauter to the house. And Max Pappas goes on the maybe list.
Yeah, this lap's it's not going to be as good because the car is just moving around way too much.
Right in the middle of 3 and 4, he was there. He was going to be in the top 25. He was going to make the race.
I think if he had, on that first lap, if he'd aimed for the bottom down here, the apron at the start line, that might have given him that little bit of extra speed that he needed, but this isn't going to pay off.
This lap will be slower. So Johnny Sauter goes home, and Joe Nemechek is in. 2 cars to go.
Lots of numbers go through my head in a race. There's my position, the RPM, how many laps are left, but lately it's just this one number, 5. $5 foot long. No matter how loud the engine is, I just can't get it out of my head.
That's because now at Subway, any regular footlong is just $5. That's right, you made them famous, so to thank you, we're making any delicious regular footlong a $5 footlong. Race in today for your favorite.
Subway.
Here's to getting a weekend project done in record time. Here's to mapping out a game plan, to precise measurements, and powerful tools that make a lot of noise. Here's to getting your hands dirty and ending up with something you can be proud of. Really proud of. Here's to Joey Logano and that number 20 team. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does Charlie Daniels play a mean fiddle?
So how you do it, son?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Knockout qualifying at Fontana, California. Dave Blaney on the track for Prism Motorsports. Blaney didn't make the 500. When he won the pole here for the nationwide race in 07, it was Toyota's first nationwide series pole. And look at this, Blaney on track for a top 10.
Yeah, he by far is going to be the fastest go or go home car. I mean, he's flirting with the top 5. How about 5th quickest for Dave Blaney?
buddy. Great job.
Now, how about this? Casey Kane fourth, 39.363.
How about that?
Yeah. Blaney with a 3.64, Harvick 3.66, and Jimmy Johnson 3.68.
4 cars in a 39-second bracket within thousands of each other.
5 thousandths covers those 4 cars, and Blaney just put a whipping on them. 5th fastest.
And that sends Casey Mears in that 90 car to the house. So now it's pretty much Terry Cook versus Max Pappas for that final spot.
So in order to race on Sunday, Terry Cook will not only have to be ahead of Bobby Labonte, who right now is the slowest car to, well, let's see if he beats Max Pappas, he will get the final spot on speed, and Pappas is a 39.889.
And he's going to have to pick up over a second because he ran a 40.98, and Max Pappas right now is a 39.88, so he'll have to pick up over a second.
Terry Cook missed the show at Daytona, looking to make his first Cup start. He is also an announced candidate for Rookie of the Year after 314 starts in the Camping World Truck Series. That includes 6 wins and 8 poles there. He needs to beat 39.889. That's the green line indicating Max Pappas's position.
Got a lot of work to do with about a half a lap to go halfway down the back straightaway. This is the only team fielding a Dodge other than the 3 Penske Dodges. We definitely know we'll see Terry run that second lap, you know, and we watched how much Eric Almirola picked up, and of course that's the difference in Eric having to load up and go home and make this show.
That was half a second, and you're right, the first lap for Almirola would definitely have been a go-home lap. Terry Cook 40.43. He will need that half a second. He has to get past Max Pappas at 39.88 to race on Sunday.
And we talked about it. Felt like you'd have to get in the 39s to make this show, and right now that 39.88 looks like it's hanging okay.
A wobble.
Just not got the speed in it. They come up a little short. Good effort.
Yep, but Terry Cook slower on that second lap. You saw the car bobble off turn number 4, and Booty Barker will be in the race on Sunday with his driver, Max Pappas. So it is an all Ganassi front row. Jamie Mack and Juan Pablo Montoya. Let's go meet the pole sitter.
Mike, what a week it has been for the One Team and EGR. A hug from Tony Glover. Is this unreal? Almost like a movie.
It really is. I mean, I just I feel very blessed that I get to be in this position and get to drive these race cars. I was telling you inside, you know, I came here at the perfect time because right now everything just is getting better and better at EGR, and I'm just so happy for Bass Pro Shops and all the guys at the shop that are building these cars, and at the engine shop. It takes so much in order to be here, and I'm just really blessed and honored that I get to be a part of this right now.
A neat moment when Bono, your crew chief, Kevin Mannion, and Brian Patty, Montoya's crew chief, they were huddled at the front of the hauler celebrating this great day for them as well. And they're great friends. And does that really help the chemistry between both teams?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Bono spends the practice in the 42 hauler because that's where, so that they can debrief back and forth, and they work really close together, and that's really important for our organization that those two work together and that Juan and I can work together, and those guys have put so much hard work in, and it's just nice that they get to celebrate and enjoy this, and Chip is not here today, but I know he's getting ready to call me. We talked before the coming here today, and he told me, he's like, look, he said a lot of guys have won the Indy 500 and they go to Milwaukee the next week and they hit the wall in the first lap, and he's like, just be smooth and be careful today. So I'm happy to say that we were good and smooth today.
Good and smooth on the pole for Sunday's race.
Daryl, I believe we hit a home run for our trackside party coming up next. We got the man on the pole and the man qualified third, Clint Boyer.
No, not now.
Nothing's worse than a dead battery. And nothing's more reliable than a Duralast battery. Duralast, proven tough, only at AutoZone.
Well, I'm a 7th-tier warlock. With this contest, I can put that out to the world. I'm choosing Joey Logano as my avatar. I feel he is a worthy ally. Up to now, it was just my van getting the word out, which is awesome, but less effective than the internet.
Design it, enter it at toyotaracing.com.
So you got both those things for $5?
$5.
Can I borrow $5?
No way.
Every day on Quiznos' new Choose 2 menu, get 2 big Quiznos tastes for just $5. Like an Alpine chicken Sammy and a bowl of broccoli cheese soup. Choose 2 for $5.
You can call it a lunker, the granddaddy, a hog, or a trophy. But no matter what you call it, congratulations to Jamie McMurray on landing the big one on opening day. From Johnny Morris and all your friends at Bass Pro Shops and Tracker Boats.
The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Here's the Subway starting grid for Sunday's Auto Club 500. Ganassi Racing had a 1-2 start at Indy in 2007. Dale Earnhardt Incorporated 1-2 at Daytona in July of 2008. Three Chevys at the top of the board. Casey Kane, the quickest Ford. Dave Blaney, fastest Toyota. Sam Hornish, 8th, the quickest Dodge.
Man won the race a year ago, Matt Kenseth, on row 10. A couple of Hendrick cars on row 14. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon, they'll have their work cut out for them on Sunday.
And I think there was something going on with Junior's brakes. I think they made a change on the car, and maybe they didn't get the brakes pumped back up, or didn't tell him. I'm not sure what happened. Something happened.
3 cars go home. Johnny Sauter in his first attempt of the season. Terry Cook, after missing Daytona, as did Casey Mears, are also on the gone home list. We'll have a couple rounds of practice for you tomorrow here on Speed, but coming up, trackside.
The 2010 season is underway, and what a way to start a year. The 52nd running of the Great American Race saw a thrilling finish and an upset winner with Jamie McMurray, who joins us on Trackside Live. 3,000 miles away from Victory Lane in Daytona Beach, Florida. Trackside Live is Hollywood swinging in Fontana, California.
Talking to me?
Jeff Hammond, Larry McReynolds, Steve Burns, and DW here. Look back at the Daytona 500 and look at this weekend's race here at the Auto Club Speedway.
Well, I like that opening music. That got me.
That
jacked me up right there.
Ready to go.
Hey, they're jacked up right here.
No.
Hey,
Steve, you ought to use a word that one of our favorite drivers use.
Oh, fizzed up.
Oh, fizzed up.
Fizzed up, jacked up.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Hooked up, blocked off, and dialed in.
Which was what was going on in our second attempt at a green-white checkered last week in the Daytona 500. Can you believe it? Y'all like the green-white checkers, right? I figured they did. But, I mean, unbelievable. It just once again shows you, I said it a lot during our show last week on Fox, that you can have the most horsepower, you can have the best handling car, you can have the greatest strategy, but we never know who's going to win that race until we get to that last lap or so. There's just no way to tell.
Yeah, it looked like Kevin Harvick was sitting in the catbird seat. I mean, he worked his way into the lead there late. And but just think about this. If we hadn't had those overtimes, if we hadn't had those extra 8 laps, those other 20 miles, guess what? Jamie McMurray wouldn't have won the Daytona 500.
No, he wouldn't.
So who would have won it then?
I think Kevin would have won it.
I think Clint Boyer would have won it.
It would have been a Richard.
It would have been one of the other. Yeah.
How about this move right here?
I tell you, I about jumped out of my chair when I saw that. That was wanting it right there, baby.
You weren't sitting down, were you?
Well, I was sitting on the stool about then, sitting on the bar stool acting like a damn fool.
Right. Now, we brought the caution out here, but one thing I saw right before that caution, McMurray made a pretty bold move from the top to the bottom and squeezed in that hole because he saw the bottom line was the one that was moving.
Listen, Jamie McMurray drove a charmed race. Every time he needed to be in whichever line there was a way for him to get there. And at the end, when Dale Jr. was closing like a freight train, too little, too late.
Look at that run and that push that Greg Biffle gave him.
You don't even see Dale Jr. He's back there, not 1, not 2, not 3. He's about 4 cars back behind him. How he made that move right through here. This is what's important right here. Is he made a move through here to get position and make a run up through here.
And listen, folks, I wasn't cheering for Dale Jr. any more than I was cheering for anybody else. I was just thinking what a great run he was making up through those hose bounce. He was tank slapping on everybody out there. Watch him. Watch him right here. Bam. Then he goes up.
I mean, there were some things going on back here in the back that was wild.
But look at that
Look
at that one car come off that second turn all by himself. Now, he didn't get any help there, but here's where Junior really got crazy.
Some of that ECR power that they had under the hood that weekend.
Plus, he was handling. Thing was really handling.
He took it to the bottom, never checked up, and away he went.
But, you mentioned the ECR power. When you think about it, they ended up with 5 cars finishing in the top 11. Qualifying was about the same here today. And you go back to the Nationwide Series race on Saturday, 1st and 3rd with their power in that race.
Oh, they've really, I think, come a long way. They've made the statement during the offseason that they were going to improve their program, and I think they've clearly done that. Richard Childers, everybody involved with ECR engines, they picked it up